Hey bro, so today is a very exciting part. We're gonna talk about how dopamine works. And what I'm gonna go in in the topics of this subject is that first of all, I'm gonna talk about what is dopamine, and then I'm gonna go walk you through how we can use dopamine to our advantage. So let me tell you about how what dopamine is. So dopamine is something that we get in our brains when we how can you say it, when we accomplish a kind of goal or a task, or when we feel joy, when we kind of feel happy in a way. Dopamine is basically what makes us motivated to do something. Okay, that took a lot of explanation, but yes, I think you understand, right? So now I want to walk you through like what kind of things a dopamine reacts to. So something that our dopamine receptors react to could be, for example, it could honestly be anything, but most of the time where we have the most dopamine activated is when we eat things like fast food. So when we eat a pizza, just imagine this is a pizza, okay? It's not very pretty, but this is a pizza. We eat it, nom nom nom. Our brain basically, think about this as like a dopamine level graph. So this is our baseline. Normally when we just do things, it could be playing a sport and all this, our dopamine receptors actually are like this. This is how our dopamine is. Let's say that you get a little bit bored, if something is boring and you maybe sit and watch your wall, you meditate, something that's boring, right? Something that isn't very exciting to you. This is actually what's happening to dopamine's level. They drop to the baseline. You have no dopamine now, which is why you won't feel motivated to do something. So that's why you don't feel motivated to do something. It's maybe because you aren't doing something that's very excited, or you don't have really any goals that motivate you. That's why usually you'll feel motivated when you watch social media content, where you watch short motivational videos with Andrew Tate or maybe others, which gives you a kind of hype. And now you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna change my fucking life. That's what happens. And it's especially when you watch something like TikTok videos, because there's so many effects and sound effects. That's usually why we get a lot of dopamine when we watch this. But as I said, how we can use dopamine to our advantage. So now I hope you understand what dopamine does to us. So the second is how we can use it to advantage. So two things can happen. Either you get swallowed up by your dopamine, it takes over, or you control your dopamine. So let me get a clean paper here. Okay, so let me again demonstrate it with a graph. So this is a graph. Let's say that again, we do something that's very exciting. And I'm gonna walk you through why this is a problem when we do something that's too exciting in a way. But no, not too exciting, but when you do a bad habit that is too exciting. So that could, for example, be, again, you eat junk food. Junk food is something that we feel very much pleasure when we eat it, which means that our dopamine receptors go up. You eat a bite and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is your dopamine. It goes way through the roof. The problem with this is when you don't eat the pizza, your dopamine falls under the baseline. Okay, that's maybe a bit dramatic, but it falls under the baseline right here. And then suddenly when times go on, your dopamine receptors goes up again to normal, and now it's here. The problem is with people nowadays is that they indulge too much in dopamine, which means that the baseline will always be up here and they will drop. They will need more dopamine now because now it won't feel as exciting. Think about staring at a wall now after you have just hit your climax in dopamine, right? It will feel fucking boring. So now you want maybe an energy drink. It goes up again a little bit now because you get an energy, and then it drops way lower again. So now it drops even lower. That's the problem about it. So that's the bad things that can happen. But how can we use it to our advantage? So dopamine, you can either do good things, which is good dopamine, like meditation, doing a workout. These are healthy things for our dopamine. You will still get a lot of dopamine of this because it's fun. Sometimes. Sometimes it's not that fun. It depends on how fun you think it is. If it's fun, it will be high again. But the thing is now, it won't drop as low because you haven't indulged yourself in bad habits. Like the bad habits are something that we always need to feel more. Like you're kind of getting that kind of tiredness. But the thing is, you will still not feel as motivated afterwards because again, it is going under your baseline. But the thing is just it goes quicker up, and it's just healthier habits to do. So you will feel more motivated to do it again and again because you will actually see positive effects of the healthy habits throughout your life. So let's say you meditate, right? Suddenly you begin to realize that, oh my God, I make clear decisions now. So it will become more fun to do the things because you know it's something good happens. It's like the gym. You work out for months. Now you're finally getting the bicep P, right? You're looking good now. You're in great shape now. So you're motivated to do it again. So now you will actually have motivation. That's why it's bullshit when people say that you need motivation before you start. It's actually when you start, you're getting the motivation. You just learned another quick one there. I actually need to do a video on that too. So I really hope that you understand these tips and how you can use it to your advantage. That's at least how you have to do it. So go down, subscribe to my channel if you want to become part of the self-improvement journey and you get these educational videos all the time. So have a lovely day, bro.